Missions to the Sun and the Moon. What is the future for space exploration? Scientists at NASA and other space agencies around the world are working together to decide. A major goal is to extend human space travel within the solar system. Two steps leading to this goal are sending probes to the Sun and sending probes to the Moon. Solar probes, the Sun emits high-energy radiation and charged particles. Storms on the Sun can reject power jets of gas and charged particles into space. The Sun's high-energy radiation and charged particles can harm astronauts and damage spacecrafts. To better understand these hazards, scientists studied data collected by solar probes that orbited the Sun. The Sun probe, Ulysses, launched in 1990, orbiting the Sun and gathers data for 19 years. Lunar probes. NASA and other space agencies also plan to send several probes to the Moon. One of the more recent lunar probes is the Lunar Renaissance Orbiter. It was launched in 2009. As it orbits the Moon, the Lunar Renaissance Orbiter collects data that will help scientists choose the best location for a future lunar outpost. Missions to the inner planets. The inner planets are four rocky planets closest to the Sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Scientists have sent many probes to the inner planets, and more are planned. These probes help scientists learn about how the inner planets formed and what geologic forces are active on them. They also help scientists learn if any of the inner planets could support life. Some recent and current missions to the inner planets are described in the chart on our next page. Missions to the outer planet and beyond. The outer planets and the four large planets farther most form from the Sun: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Pluto also was once considered an outer planet, and it is now included with the other small icy dwarf planets observed orbiting the Sun outside the orbit of Neptune. Missions to the outer planets are long and difficult. Because the planets are so far from Earth, some missions to the outer planets are beyond and described in the chart on the next page. The next major mission to the other planets will be an international mission to Jupiter and its four largest moons. Look at the figure above. It shows all the inner and outer planets in the solar system. Planetary missions. Name: Spirit and Opportunity. The first flyby reached Mars in 1964. Since then, many probes have been sent there. In 2003, two robotic rovers, Spirit and Opportunity, began exploring the surface of Mars for the first time. These solar-powered rovers traveled more than 20 kilometers. They sent data about 2,000 and thousands of photos. They sent data and thousands of photos to Earth for over 5 years. Messenger is the first probe to visit Mercury. Messenger is the first probe to visit Mercury, the planet closest to the Sun. Since Mariner 10 flew by it in 1975, Messenger was launched in 2004 before reaching Mercury. Messenger made 2 passes of Venus. The probe will fly past Mercury several times before entering Mercury's orbit in 2011. Messengers will study Mercury's geology and chemistry. It will send image and data back to Earth for one Earth year. On its first pass by Mercury in 2008, Messengers returned over 1,000 images in the wavelengths. Cassini. Cassini was the first orbiter sent to Saturn. It was It was launched in 1997 as part of an international effort involving 19 countries. Cassini traveled for 7 years before entering Saturn's orbit in 2004. When it arrived, it sent a smaller probe to the surface of Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Cassini is so large, 6,000 kilograms, that no rocket was powerful enough to send it directly to Saturn. Saturn used gravity from closer planets, Venus, Earth, and Jupiter, to help to power the trip. The gravity from each planet gives the spacecraft a boost towards the Saturn. New Horizons. New Horizons is much smaller than Cassini. It is heading towards Pluto like Cassini. New Horizons is using gravity from Jupiter to help propel it along. Through New Horizons was launched in 2006. It won't reach Pluto until 2015. It will leave the solar system in 2029. Without a gravity assist from Jupiter, it will take New Horizons 5 years longer to reach Pluto. Studying the solar system remains a major goal of space exploration. The table above describes some missions to the inner planets and outer planets and beyond. Future space missions. Do you think there will ever be cities or communities built outside Earth? That is looking very far ahead. No person has ever been farther than the moon. But human space travel remains a goal of NASA and other space agencies around the world. The first destinations for human space travel are Moon and Mars. Studying and visiting Mars. A visit to Mars will probably not occur for several more decades. To prepare for a visit to Mars, NASA plans to send additional probes to the planet. The probes will explore sites on Mars that might have been resources that can support life. One of these probes is MAVEN spacecraft. MAVEN will study the atmosphere for Mars and how it has evolved over time. Astronauts will need secure housing once they establish a suitable landing area on Mars. One of the options being tested in an inflatable structure that could serve as housing for astronomers. It has been tested in the harsh environment on Antarctica. Studying Jupiter. The large planet in the solar system is going to be studied by the Juno spacecraft. It will take Juno 5 years to reach the gas giant. Juno will study Jupiter's atmosphere, gravity, magnetic fields, and atmosphere conditions.